Today we learned to draw a cone, another important shape in your drawing toolbox. Many things can be made from cones, like ice cream cones, and a space station I'll show you at the end of the video. A cone is pretty simple. Imagine a triangle with a curved edge on the top, sort of. You have to envision this thing in 3 dimensions once again, like a cube from the previous video where you start with a square and then just turn it into a 3-dimensional cube. Here you can start with a triangle, or you can start with an oval. Had to think about what it was for a moment. And then make a cone out of it. Practice makes perfect. Over and over again, just draw cones until you get it right. Pretty simple shape for the most part, but cones can be short, they can be tall. You can make all kinds of neat things out of cones, like robot legs and noses, and even spiky things with lasers. I'm sketching inside of Adobe Photoshop. Here, what I like to do is draw an oval and then draw the pointy part of it, the hat part. And from there I can add details. Here's a look at a spaceship built from a cone. I'll put some rocket fire shooting out from the bottom of it. Cut that out here in Photoshop. Bam! Cones! Who knew they could make so many cool things? Who doesn't love ice cream? And an ice cream cone is nothing more than a cone with a scoop of ice cream on top. Now, ice cream can take many forms. It could be soft serve, which I personally really enjoy, or an ice cream scoop, which is what I'm going to draw here. And notice I put the little paper wrapper on the outside of the ice cream cone for effect. But I want to show you here what's important is that I drew the cone as if I was looking at it without the ice cream, and then I'm going to go back in digitally and chop out the part of the drawing that doesn't need to be there. There. That actually helps me visualize what the ice cream cone looks like. And if you're doing this with pencil and paper or pen and ink, well, with pencil and paper it's easy because you can go in and erase the pencil. With ink, it's obviously a bit more complicated. You want to get it done right the first time. Now, when working inside Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator Draw, if you're going to add color, you need to make sure that your lines are all filled in, or else the color will spill to the outside of the screen. So I'm going to make this ice cream cone raspberry flavored. I like raspberry ice cream. So we're going to go with raspberry flavored ice cream. It could also be strawberry or like a very pinkish cherry. No, that's more like a raspberry. Could be a blueberry. I don't know. We won't argue about what flavor the ice cream is, but it does look good. So I'm just throwing on some quick colors here so you can see what I built out of a simple cone. An ice cream cone. And then I screwed up and filled in the background. For those who like to draw anthropomorphized food items, let's put a face on this ice cream cone, making it more of a cartoon character, but I thought you might enjoy this. And in a moment, we'll combine this drawing with one from the previous lesson, how to draw cubes, which are similar to cones. Pretty simple shape, a 3-dimensional shape that you're drawing in 2 dimensions, probably digitally if you're working on an iPad or if you're working on an Android tablet. You can draw with your finger, you can draw with a variety of pens that you can pick up online at Amazon, places like that. Once again, here I'm drawing inside Photoshop on a Wacom, which is what I use for my books and professional art projects. Here's the cube, where once again I start with a square and then add depth to it, simulating a perspective point in the distance. Check out my How to Draw a Cube video if you want to see that. And I don't know, perhaps the cone accidentally ate the cube and spit it back out. I'm not sure what's going on there, actually. For your final cone drawing lesson, I'm going to show you how I draw one of the locations from my comic book series, Ethel the Cyborg Ninja and Lord Carnage. This is the Intergalactic Space Arcade, which is nothing more than a cone piercing a donut. I'm actually not quite sure why this was the design I chose, but over the years I've just had fun drawing it. And what I do is I go through loosely and just sketch it out. So you can, actually, if you've seen any of my books, you know this is not really what it looks like when it's done, but this is how I just work out the design in my head, and then later I go through and refine it with a separate layer of digital inks. But I just took a simple shape, a cone, and just added stuff onto it to make a space station. And it has a rocket booster and a radar dish at the bottom, and there's a radar dish at the top, and a bunch of doors and laser guns on it. But I'm just going to do a first pass here of what I would call rough inks, just so you can get the sense of how you take a cone and build on it from there. Same thing you would do with a cube, or you could be drawing a three-dimensional rectangle or anything. Start with something simple, add things on from there. So once again, thank you for watching Space Age Drawing, and depending on when you watch this, the series of books is on Amazon.com, Space Age Drawing, and you can also check out Ethel the Cyborg Ninja, Surf Panda, and Surf Panda is totally appropriate for kids, Ethel not so much, but you will see this, the Intergalactic Space Arcade, and many of you know that character off to the right as well. So thank you for watching Space Age Drawing. Make sure to like the video, that's very important, and subscribe. See you soon.